Any of you guys ever play an RPG and just skip all the side quests? Just rush through the main story only to realize later on that you're underleveled, broke, and missing out on some of the best parts of the game? Well, a lot of people live life the exact same way. They stay locked into one path, whether that's their school, their work, or just doing what's expected of them, and they ignore all the little opportunities and experiences around them, side quests. But here's the thing, in games, side quests give you better weapons. They give you more experience, more connections with important characters. And in life, the same thing happens. You just don't realize it. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about why side quests matter, not just in gaming, but in real life, and why saying yes to the right opportunities can completely change your path. When I was younger, I've played a lot of video games throughout my life, but in terms of like open world games, one of my favorites of all time is Skyrim. I know a lot of people played Skyrim. To this day, there's memes about, when is the next Elder Scrolls going to come out. But, I played Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas. I played Outer Worlds. I played Skyrim. I played a lot of RPGs in my life. And coming from personal experience, I was always one of those people that when I started an RPG, I actually preferred to just run for the mountains and explore the world. And I would actually put off the main quests like for as long as I could. I love to explore the side quest. I love to, kind of do things my own way. So I can't relate to, only doing the main story, but I've spoken to people and a lot of people do that. There's a lot of people, who rush through the main story and only do quote unquote what's expected of them. Maybe that's why I'm such an achievement hunter, is because I've always liked to go outside the box and, do as much as I can and get the best gear and the best, weapons and all that stuff. But I think it's funny, the similarities between like an RPG and real life. I mean, when you think about it, right, like in Skyrim, I mean, you could have a wife, you could buy a house, you make weapons, you have a job, you're exploring, you're hiking up mountains, you're slaying dragons. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in there. And no wonder why some of those games are addicting. So I want to talk about, the importance of side quests, obviously, when it relates to video games, as well as life in general. And I think one of the first things that, people, I guess, forget to realize is, side quests expand on your skills and experience. So in Skyrim or in any RPG, side quests introduce new mechanics, new skills and challenges that really help you become a stronger player, right? When you go to this cavern or you go to this dungeon, you're exploring and you're taking out the skeletons and you're killing ghouls and all this stuff. You're going to get a better bow and arrow. You're going to get a better rifle. You're going to get a better sword, right? So like that exploration and that extra effort is rewarded to you. And I feel like in life, opportunities outside your main path are rewarding. At the very least, you're going to gain experience from going outside the main path, right? So like learning a new skill, right? Taking a side job or meeting new people can lead to unexpected growth. So, someone who only focuses on their 9-to-5 job, they might miss out on learning sales or investing, which could change their financial future. Someone who is only solely focused on, becoming a pharmacist could, miss out on the opportunity to consult with other pharmacists or start a consulting business. I actually met someone the other day. I do, for you guys that don't know, I do landscaping work on the side on top of my sales job. And I met someone recently and he literally consults with like up and coming pharmacy businesses. Like think about how niche that is. Like that's so niche. He only would discover that by going out there and trying these things and going outside of his quote unquote main story, right? So the second thing too is not only are you going to expand on your skills and experience, but side quests also unlock hidden rewards. Many games reward players with rare items, whether that's Skyrim, whether that's Borderlands, whether that's Outer Worlds, really any game, even linear story games, even like Call of Duty, right? Like in Call of Duty, there's the intel or there's hidden collectibles. In Gears of War, there's collectibles. There's always going to be collectibles and hidden things and hidden guns. Or in Call of Duty Zombies, right? There's Easter eggs, right? You guys know the joy you get when you finally beat an Easter egg or when you finally discover all the secrets of the Zombies map. You might get the certain ray gun or this wonder weapon, right? So in life, taking on unexpected challenges like volunteering, networking, going to events, starting a side hustle, maybe playing an instrument, playing a guitar, learning how to sing, learning a different language. All of these things are just hidden opportunities that you don't even think of. I mean, you could think about this. I only really know English. I mean, I know some basic Spanish, right, from high school and things like that. But learning a new language might seem like a waste of an opportunity, but you can meet someone one time who speaks that language and you have a different type of connection, and that could lead you to meeting this other person, and a whole other opportunity comes, right? One thing that I've been doing a lot recently is one of my hobbies, my free time, is I've been learning chess a lot. I've been playing it pretty much every day, just like 1 or 2 rapid games a day, so maybe like 20 minutes a day. But it's funny because chess is a worldwide game, and I meet people all the time and they're like, "Oh, you play chess?" I'm like, "Yeah." And it kind of like fosters a connection that, it gives me like an introduction to them that I didn't have before. So, a small freelance gig could introduce you to a mentor who changes your entire career, or, volunteering one time, you can meet one person, like I said, and it can change your life forever. And another aspect too, like with side quests, is it's funny because the main story is easier when you take on those side quests. So in Skyrim or in RPGs and games, players who ignore side quests often struggle with the bosses later on because they haven't leveled up enough. And that's so similar to life, right? People who avoid new experiences or challenges might find themselves unprepared for bigger opportunities. The person that avoids the gym all throughout high school and all throughout their life, when they try to start the gym at 35 years old, they're so far behind and they're unprepared for the hardships. They're unprepared for the back pain, the hamstring tightness. They're unprepared for the hip flexor issues. They're unprepared for, the back problems. Like when you ignore all these things early on, it's a lot harder to make up for that later on in the game. It's a lot harder to make up for that in life, right? So when you actually go out of your way, and it's almost like delayed gratification, right? What is delayed gratification? You're making the hard choices now, so easier, or later on in life, the choices are easier, right? Like when you choose your hard, when you choose to work out now, when you choose to exercise now, when you choose to have the right diet now, when you choose to, put the effort in, study in school, or, whether, put the effort in and learn the skills that you need for your job, later on, then 5, 10 years, 15 years later on, everything's easier, right? So same with investing. If you choose to invest even a couple $100 in your 20s and 30s, when you're 50 and 60, you're not going to be as stressed, right? It might be hard to invest when you're younger because you're missing out on the quote unquote missing out on partying and all this stuff that people like to say. But are you really missing out? Because when you're older in life later on, you're going to be a lot more set up. Right? So I think it's important to realize that instead of diving into a game and only doing the main quest, only trying to slay the dragon or like the main story objective, take on those side quests, right? Learn new skills, try new hobbies, meet new people, right? Because you're going to expand your skills and experience. You're going to unlock hidden rewards. And like I said, life is easier when you take on those side quests, right? So if you only follow the main storyline, you'll miss out on powerful upgrades, relationships, and experiences that could make your journey easier and more fulfilling. The people who succeed aren't just the ones who grind the main quest, right? They're the ones who explore, take risks, and say yes to new opportunities. And in every great game, the best players aren't the ones who rush straight to the final boss. They're the ones who explore, who take detours, who level up along the way. Life does work the same way, right? So society lays out, a main storyline for you. Growing up, you're told to do this, go to school, go to college, listen to the teachers, raise your hand and all this stuff, right? So society gives you this quote unquote main storyline. People who follow that, they're the ones who say yes to unexpected opportunities, who take risks, who level themselves up in ways others ignore, right? You got to be like that. Take those risks. Take on those side quests. Unlock those hidden rewards. The next time you see an opportunity, a new skill to learn, a new person to connect with, or even a challenge that seems out of your comfort zone, think of it like a side quest, right? You never know what rewards it might unlock. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what's a side quest in your life that ended up changing everything for you.